Take a spin at the Price is Right wheel.
It was a huge draw. There was a little bit of a rain delay, but it didn't last very long at all. And then announcer George Gray and model James O'Halloran were here giving advice and making sure the wheel went around at least once. John Lauritsen was here this morning to get a first-hand look at what it takes to make the wheel go around. Hey, John.
You mentioned that rain delay, but that really didn't stop people. Some waited in line an hour and a half just to spin the wheel, but that wasn't the only reason they waited in line.
It's a dream come true.
I am ready as I'll ever be.
Been practicing at home?
I'm not too much, but I've been watching it a lot.
Not even a downpour could keep people away from the famous wheel.
Big spin off.
Just pull it down. Go for the big money.
But not everyone was here for the same reason.
I heard James O'Halloran's in there, so.
You're about the 50th girl that's asked about him.
This is just fine. This is a lovely summer's day.
James O'Halloran is the second male model in the history of The Price is Right.
And I was at the gym one day, and a friend of mine who's a casting director said, "Do you know they're looking for a guy to go as a model on The Price is Right?" And I said, "Absolutely, I didn't know that."
The Australia native was joined by announcer George Gray. He's just the fourth announcer in the history of the show.
Emilio Santinello, come on down!
Part of his job is getting the audience ready, just in case their name is called.
And I always say what's going to happen is I wear an earpiece, you won't hear it, but they're going to count down from 10, and then when they get down to 1, I'm going to say, "Here it comes," and then I'm going to say your name, and you're going to black out.
Watching people lose their minds at a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity just adds to the fun of working on the show.
Drew always says, we have a job where you go and who gets applause for their job?
And of course, he's talking about the host, Drew Carey. Now, George has actually been the announcer on The Price is Right going on 8 years now. He and James had to beat out a lot of other candidates for that, so they feel pretty fortunate. Behind me here, we're still going strong. All day long, all evening long. When you have the wheel out here, you got to take advantage of it, right, guys?
Indeed,
Absolutely.
for sure,
All
John.
weekend
Thanks.
long, too.
Yeah, if you want to come on down and give it a spin, we'd love to have you do it. Just stop on by our WCCO booth. We're at the corner of Carnes Avenue and Nelson Street. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, those two, they couldn't have been more generous with their time, and they were great.
They were
George
great.
and James.
They carried
really
our
were.
show if you didn't see it
Yeah,
at 4
they
o'clock,
did.
which was great because we had the
It was a
weather
George
and
and James
problems.
show.
So, yeah, they were awesome. Really fun guys to be around.